Greedy, that's also a Drizzy song. Okay, enough of the music, man. Enough of the music. The music today was shit. I'm actually very upset. The music today was actually horrendously bad. Anyways. Alright, back to the topic at hand! Okay, I need to get through this. 5 most disturbing 4chan threads. Let's begin.
On the 19th of September 2017, an anonymous 4chan user posted a picture of a gas mask, 2 bottles of vinegar, and a jug of—
I need to do it not in the evening. Just film yourself doing it on, and then just send it to me on Discord. We'll figure it out together. Because I won't be up in the morning, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be sleeping. I'll be sleeping in the morning. Anyways, gas mask.
bleach, captioned, "About to test out this gas mask."
Damn.
While some brushed it off, thinking that the OP was just messing around, a few showed genuine curiosity and egged on the OP to continue his experiment. Okay, post results if you live. However, this curiosity turned into concern when the OP returned with an update 20 minutes later.
Yes, blur your face, blur your face, blur your face, blur your face. Definitely blur your face. 1000% blur your face, don't even worry. Or just send the video of, like, the ground. You don't even have to show me your face, just send the video of the ground. I don't want to show it just yet. No, don't show it. Do not show your face. Do not show your face. Just what do you call it? Just film the ground of you walking up to the area, right? Just film the ground, and make sure you bring a knife low key, just in case someone's here trying to stab you.
Stating, "What could go wrong? We'll report." Alongside this, he posted a picture of the vinegar being poured into a mysterious yellow substance, which looked shockingly similar to concentrated chlorine gas.
Damn!
For those who don't know, chlorine gas is a deadly war chemical that was used by the German army during the First World War. More importantly, the only chemicals needed to synthesize this dangerous gas are bleach and vinegar, the exact materials OP had with him.
Oh my god, so you can make chlorine gas through bleach and vinegar? Anyone can become a nationwide terrorist at that point. Literally, anyone can become a nationwide terrorist. Chlorine and bleach. That's like regular. No, stop it, Simba. Stop it. No. We do not do this, because then they'll track it down to this stream. I do not want to be. I'm gonna bring that to the park. Are we dead ass? Are we dead ass? No, you do not want to do it. Right? This will low key kill you too. You know, if you breathe it in. But like literally, if you have like a smoke machine, and you can just pour that into like a smoke machine, like that's crazy, man. This is household items.
The OP either didn't know about the gas or seriously underestimated its danger. Unfortunately, by the time he realized the gravity of his situation, it was already too late.
Oh no.
Because just a few minutes later, he returned with a disturbing update. "Holy, it hurts. Might have to go to the hospital."
Why does he say might?
This also included a picture that showed his arm developing blisters and turning an alarming shade of red.
Oh my god.
These symptoms matched perfectly with known signs of chlorine gas exposure.
I bring a gas mask. I don't think the gas mask is gonna help you. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't think the gas mask is gonna help you, in all honesty. Like, look at this guy. This guy got burns and everything on his arms. Blisters. Like, he has to go hospital.
Sparking immediate concern for the safety of OP and anyone in his vicinity. "You fool, that will burn your skin and soak into your surroundings. Legit question, please tell me you don't have an apartment/pets or roommates. Depending on your mixture, you just messed up big time. Let's say you made only 4 ounces of gas. That comes out to 29,962 parts per million. Concentrations of about 400 parts per million and above are generally fatal over 30 minutes, and at 1,000 parts per million and above, fatality ensues within only a few minutes."
Wow!
Dude, go vent yourself somewhere and literally bathe with a garden hose.
You are going to melt otherwise. Oh my god. Chemistry is obviously dangerous, right? Like, the only reason I liked science as a kid is because I always wanted to, like, blow shit up, right? Obviously, like, I don't want to go to, like, a schoolyard and, like, make a bomb, right? But, like, you know how people blow up, like, refrigerators in, like, the forest, right? That's what I wanted to do, right? Possibly, it might be coming soon, you know? Like, I might just find, like, a big grass area, put, like, a bunch of fireworks in a fridge, and, like, boom, see what happens, right? Because that's, like, the fun part of it, right? This is, like, damn near, like, terrorist. Like, this is bad.
You are going to melt otherwise. It acts on flesh, not just on breathing pathways. It melts flesh, which makes people drown in their own melted lungs. But your arms can get messed up too.
Wow.
While the other users were panicking, the OP made 2 other posts, each showing his arm in increasingly worse condition.
Oh my god.
"It's starting to peel and fall off. Still hurts." With his last reply
really don't want to go to emergency, this guy's a dumbass. This guy is officially a dumbass. Congratulations, you played yourself, right? Really don't want to call emergency. Are we serious? You're literally dying. Nah, I don't want to waste their time, man. I don't want to waste their time. I'm dying. It's okay. I don't want to waste their time. Why didn't he go to the hospital instead of taking pics of 4chan? That's what I'm saying. But this brother's weird, man. This brother's weird.
Simply stating goodbye. After posting this update, the OP vanished from the thread, leading many to believe that he might have actually passed away due to this experiment gone wrong. Some even claimed the incident had taken the lives of several of his neighbors. However, despite extensive searching, I wasn't able to find any news reports mentioning such a gruesome incident. If something of this magnitude had actually happened, it would have definitely made headlines. More importantly, I couldn't find a single credible source confirming just the OP's death either. In other words, we don't know what happened to him after his last post.
My speculation is that like he dumped the mixture somewhere. Like I don't even know if you're able to dump this in like the sink. Like is that just not going to contaminate your water supplies or something, or like that sink forever? Right? I don't know. I do not know anything about chlorine like gas or whatever, right? But my speculation is this guy went to hospital, they saved him, and he never came back. Or he died, right? Because I'm pretty sure if he went to hospital and survived, he would have posted like, oh, I'm okay. Bro, don't put chemicals in your sink. But I mean, like, people put bleach in their sink and shit to, like, clean it. Right? But, like, something like this, yeah, hell no. I don't think I would, like... I think just out of, like, normality of throwing, like, liquids down your sink, that's what you would, what do you call it? That's what you would use it on. Right? So you would just pour it down your sink, like, without thinking about it. But, like... At the end of the day, what do you actually do with, like, the gas? Do you just pour it out in, like, a field? Right? Because I feel like that's even more dangerous. Or, like, a sewer system? Right? Like, I have no idea what you do with that.
The lack of any news coverage could suggest that the OP may have survived the chlorine gas exposure, possibly after calling emergency services and being rushed to the hospital. But that's highly unlikely. Even in moderate concentration, chlorine gas can end someone's life in minutes.
I don't know, but
Yet
definitely
the
not
OP
in your
kept
sink. Nah,
posting
you're right.
about his worsening state for over 30
right.
minutes after creating the deadly chemical. Which brings us to the other possibility, that this whole thing was completely fake from the beginning. To some viewers, the peeling skin on his arm looks suspiciously like makeup, or at most some well-done special effects. A now deleted user on Reddit even added a personal anecdote to back this theory, stating, "I have a face mask exfoliator that goes on wet and looks pretty much the same as Anon's skin in the first pic, and peels off like the following pics. See how the skin is peeling off and shows regular skin underneath? If he was actually burned, the skin underneath would look red and or bleeding.
That's
He probably
true.
just grabbed one of his girlfriend's exfoliators and slapped it on because it looked red enough to fool people." If the whole thing was staged, it would also explain some of the strange behavior I noticed from the OP. Things like, why did he stay in the bathroom with the hazardous gas for so long instead of rushing out immediately? And how was he able to endure the excruciating pain he must have been in, all while taking perfectly framed still pictures of his arm? However, despite all the signs suggesting it was a complete hoax, there's still no definitive way to know for sure.
I mean, that does make sense. It could be fake, man. It could be fake, by all means. Because, like, a proper burn is, like, serious, right? Like, if you look up pictures of proper burns, right, they're fucked up. They're fucked up. Well, because people are weird, that's why. Right? People are literally weird. They'll do anything for, like, some fun. Like, this guy was probably just bored, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to make, like, chlorine gas or whatever. Right? To, like, fool people.
Maybe one day a news article will be found that announced the OP's death, or perhaps the OP will come forward and reveal the truth. Until then, the gas mask incident remains one of the most disturbing threads in 4chan history. Bank robber.
Okay.
On August 20, 2015...
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm here for this part right here. Bank robber. Yo, guys, as a kid, I don't know why, like, I just wanted to be on America's, like, most wanted list. Like, run away from the cops and everything. For some reason, I thought that would be, like, the coolest job in the world. Literally the coolest job in the world. But, I mean, here we are. Twitch streaming.
Bank robber. On August 20, 2015, a 4chan user posted his plans to rob a bank later that day, stating, "Okay, today is the day. I'm going to walk into the bank at 3 p.m. with sunglasses,
Bro, I
a
wanted
hat,
to be the biggest
a sweater,
criminal for no
a BB
reason. It
gun,
makes sense,
and this
man.
note. I'll get out, dump the sweater and BB gun, and ride out on my bike back to the hotel. I'm serious. Wish me luck." Alongside this was a picture of a handwritten note that he planned to hand over to the bank teller, stating things like, "I want $5,000, $150 bills only, and I have a gun in my jacket." However, threads like these aren't anything new on 4chan. More often than not, it's just some anonymous user who's bored, trolling, or desperate for attention. So, despite the OP's insistence on being serious about his plans, this one seemed no different. One user even recognized the OP from a previous thread where he talked about robbing the bank for $20,000 instead. To make matters worse, the OP didn't use a VPN before, allowing someone to trace his approximate location back to Jacksonville.
Oh shit!
At this point, most users saw the OP as nothing more than a clueless wannabe. However, while everyone was making fun of him, the OP did what no one expected. He followed through with his plans, setting off a manhunt that would last for weeks. It started with him showing off the BB gun he brought to the robbery and getting drunk to calm his nerves. From there, he stayed active in the thread and kept everyone updated on his whereabouts. He also ditched anonymity and began posting under the AnonDump username so others could follow his updates more easily. Minutes before the planned time, he posted about,
"I want your For You page on YouTube, man." What, like what I watch? You just have to watch like these videos and they'll come up. Like right now, my For You page on YouTube is crazy. It's just a bunch of Clash Royale content and then shit like this. But this is what I like, you know, this is interesting. But in the first place, right, this guy actually did it, okay? Let me tell you what's bad about this. He took 5K, right? 5K is literally nothing nowadays. That'll last you maybe like 2 months if you stretch it. 3 months if you're good with it, right? 5K is literally nothing. He used a fake gun. Like, if someone tested his gangster at that bank, he wouldn't be able to do anything. What, you're gonna shoot me with a pellet, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's pussy nowadays. Maybe 2 months at max. Yeah, facts. Like, no, like I'm telling you, 5K is not a lot. And then he rode off in a bicycle. This kid sounds like he's 13. He rode off in a bicycle. What do you mean? You're telling me you're gonna be like fucking Spider-Man in New York City? You're just riding around on your bicycle like it's cool and all? Nah, man. Like, this is a bad getaway.
someone stealing his bike, which he was going to use for the robbery, before going completely silent.
Wow.
This led many to believe that the plan was cancelled, but around 25 minutes later, AnonDump returned with images of the money he stole, along with a detailed description of what he did and what he was doing next.
See, look, I'm gonna say this. He's also very stupid for posting about it. Because as you know, like, in this video, it even said, like, someone tracked his address. Well, not his address, but, like, his VPN. Well, no, he didn't have a VPN. Someone tracked him, and it showed up in Jacksonville, right? So this guy, sure, he got away with it, but, I mean, you were tracked. Someone actively has your location. You were tracked, right? You're definitely posting it through your phone, right? And then he thinks he's the Joker. Like, come on now.
However, while he saw himself as a master criminal, the police weren't far behind. His hat and glasses did little to hide his identity, allowing investigators to plaster his face across news networks.
This is the guy,
They also put a $3,000 reward for any information that could lead to his arrest. This left the OP fearing for his life as the gravity of his actions began to sink in. Hey guys, guy who robbed the bank here. My face is on the news and there's a $3,000 reward for tips leading to my capture. I'm scared. Robbing a bank wasn't worth it at all. I have like $4,800 left. I'm scared of leaving the hotel. I want to get out of here, but somebody may see me. I'm trapped. And this fear.
Okay, let me tell you exactly what you do. If you're in this situation, what you do is you have to change your appearance as fast as possible. Okay, so look, let's break it down. In this video, right, we see he has a beard, he has hair, and he has a mustache. First thing I'm doing is I'm shaving all of this. Because as you can tell, right, I used to have a mustache and a little goatee going, right? You look like a completely different person. All right, next, what I do is I completely throw this outfit away and I change my full look. I'll probably go bald. I'll shave everything, right? You have to, like, change how you look fully. Fully, you have to change how you look. And then at that point, you're just on the run. But I mean, this brother took 5K. That's not enough to get, like, a fake ID, fake passport, or anything, right? If you go rob a bank, you have to rob it for, like, 300K to, like, a mil, right? That's literally it. You can't rob it any other way.
Fearing for his life as the gravity of his actions began to sink in. Hey guys,
this is not advice, by the way.
Here. My face is on the news and there's a $3,000 reward for tips leading to my capture. I'm scared. Robbing a bank wasn't worth it at all. I have like $4,800 left. I'm scared of leaving the hotel. I want to get out of here, but somebody may see me. I'm trapped. And this fear was justified. He was now a fugitive who was being actively pursued by the police. On top of that, he also had a BB gun on him,
You're
which
good,
looked like
Simba,
a
you're
real
good.
gun at first glance. If the officers barged into his hotel room and saw this gun nearby, there was a real possibility he could lose his life over a relatively small amount.
Facts, you could get shot
Despite
for
his
shit like
growing
that.
fear, he continued updating everyone on 4chan about his whereabouts until the 21st of August around 3 p.m. when, after hiding in a hotel room for nearly 24 hours, he managed to escape the city and vanish from the thread. Now, it's unclear what happened next.
I mean, I'm gonna be so honest. Why the fuck are you, like... Okay, obviously you gotta leave the city, but I mean, brother, you took 5K. You could literally get a job and make 5K. Like, that's nothing. If you rob a bank, it has to be at least minimum 50K. Minimum. Other than that, like, I mean, that's nothing. 5K, are we serious?
But based on what I've seen, it's likely the investigators were already monitoring his updates on 4chan. And his post about taking a cab from the
1 mil
hotel
would be good,
gave
though.
them the lead they needed
Exactly.
to track him down.
Look, hold on a second. A cab fare would be 230. I was thinking about motorcycles. Okay, anyways. 1 mil would be wonderful. 1 mil would be perfect, right? 1 mil would give you a new life in, like, Europe, right? That's what 1 mil could do. This, 5K? Like, what? You could steal some man's Rolex and get more than 5K, right? And then you would be harder to track. You went to the bank and took 5K. You obviously know police are going to be on you. You steal a man's watch, what's like worth like 50K, you could sell it for like 15, right? Steal a car at this point with no tracking device, right? Steal Porsche headlights. You know how easy it is to steal Porsche headlights? You could literally steal Porsche headlights and like resell them for $800, right? Like, there's so many better options.
On September 2nd,
This is not advice.
2015, authorities arrested 26-year-old...
Look at this geezer, right? He did not listen to no advice I gave him. I would have shaved my eyebrows. I would have shaved my head. I would have shaved everything. This is what this geezer looked like? Oh my god.
Pedro Smith, aka
Pedro,
Aaron
man.
Dump, about 70 miles from the crime scene in Gainesville. He was charged with armed robbery and faced a minimum of 10 years in prison.
Wow.
However, after a trial in September, he was sentenced to only 3 years in prison.
That's not
which
bad.
didn't make sense to some people on the internet. How did he get away with such a light sentence after robbing a bank and hiding from the police for so many days?
Listen, y'all are saying robbing a bank. This brother took 5K, man. He took 5K with a BB gun, right? Like, yes, it still counts as robbing a bank, but I mean, let's not call him a bank robber, right?
A few people looked into his whereabouts after his release in March of 2018
Damn,
and
this is a nice
discovered
house.
that he was living in a luxurious home worth over $1.5 million in
Damn,
Miami.
yeah, this is a nice
This
house.
pointed to the possibility that he had wealthy parents who could also afford top-tier lawyers to help reduce his sentence. In other words, the only reason Pedro had for robbing a bank and potentially risking his life
was bored?
was to gain the attention and approval of other users on 4chan.
This brother was bored. I'll tell you that much. He played too much GTA, he got
Researching
bored.
these 4chan videos is some of the sketchiest research I do on this channel.
Nice try, buddy. Nice try. I caught you lacking. I caught you lacking. Nice try. Nice try. No free promo.
The Monon Tunnels. In April of 2018,
What's
a
this?
4chan user made a post seeking information about a disturbing picture they recently came across. It read, "On one of the recent iceberg chart threads, someone mentioned the Monon Tunnels not being on the iceberg. When I went to Google what these tunnels were, the only results I got were the original thread and pic related. Does anyone know more about it? I don't know how to read EXIF data." Coupled with the post was an image that looked like the aftermath of a horrific crime scene. It depicts two masked figures standing in a grass field at night, their index fingers raised towards the sky. Behind them is what looks like the remains of a young child in a red jacket, lying face down on the grass.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, no one on 4chan had any clue what the OP was talking about either. One user did claim to have seen a similar image back in the 2000s when they first started using 4chan, but they didn't provide any further information. The contents of the image also divided the community in two. Some speculated that this was the trophy photo the two men took after...
Bro can't even buy a little car with a whole bank robbery. Exactly. Well, I mean, you could get a shit car for 5K. Like, my car right now was around, like, 5K. Well, it was, like, more like 6, 7. No, it was 5... I think it was, like, 800. 5K 800 with tax. It was, like, 6. Right? They wanted, like, 7, 8 for it. Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. It's a bank. No, facts. Like, like, listen, if I was down bad and I robbed a bank, I'm walking away with a minimum of 50K. Right? I would have brought in a whole duffel. I would have been like, put like at least 250K in this. Right? But then again, you need them to be quick. right? Because 150, right, is a long time. 5K, you can just grab it and go, right? 150, it's like, oh, you need time to put it in the bag, take it and go, right? So that's probably what he thought about. But I mean, like, you couldn't have grabbed 15, 35, 50. Like 50K is like it's just two handfuls.
Ending a life. They look like hunters posing with a fresh kill.
This is fucked up right here.
While others weren't so convinced. I feel like this might just be some kind of photo shoot. You know, like a bunch of kids hanging out and they decided why not take some pictures, which led them to taking this picture just for them to show it around on the internet for shock or something. Which begs the question, what is this really? I tried searching for answers myself, however information surrounding this image is surprisingly hard to come by.
Damn.
For starters, the OP mentioned an iceberg chart thread in their post, but never provided the link or even the name of the thread. Looking at the image itself, there's not much we can gather from it either. There are no visible landmarks or even
4chan users is like Reddit, but 10 times worse. I mean, I had no idea what 4chan was before watching like these type of videos, right? Like I had no idea what 4chan was, but apparently it's like some Asian Reddit site, right? Like this right here, I have no idea what's going on.
And stars in the sky that could help us pinpoint the location where the image was taken. The only clue
I did?
we have
Yeah,
is
I had
the
no
name,
idea, brother.
the Monon Tunnels, referring to the tiny town called Monon, Indiana. But even that's not much help, since the town is littered with hundreds of flat grass patches that could have served as the backdrop for this image. The camera noise makes it near impossible to estimate the year this image was taken based on the image quality as well. And there wasn't any useful information in its embedded data either.
They're holding up a
couldn't
1.
find any exact matches on the internet outside the original 4chan through reverse image
Maybe
search.
that's like a symbol?
However, while looking for similar images, I came across something that could potentially clue us into the origin of this unsettling image. You see, there are two distinct possibilities for what it represents. First is that it was taken by a couple of serial killers as trophy photo proof of their horrible crime. But I wasn't able to find any matching incident that happened in Monon or its surrounding area. Even if the killers were never caught, there would still probably be a report where the victim's description aligns with the person we see in the image. Which leads us into the second, more likely possibility. This was simply a group of friends, and the person lying in the background is actually an adult who likely passed out after a night of drinking. Now, there's no way to know if the disturbing feel of the image was intentional or not, but the possibility of this being a completely harmless picture is fairly high. Reverse image searching it brings up hundreds of similar photos, with people having fun and lying down on a patch of grass at night. That being said, this is nothing more than conjecture on my part, and the reality could be anything. Then there's also the question of how the OP got their hands on this image if it's nowhere else to be found on the internet. Sadly, it's been over 7 years since the original thread, meaning it's unlikely we'll ever
Yo, Tyler made it into Times Square? I mean, she's famous. She can make it into anywhere. What do you mean she made it into Times Square?
uncover the truth.
With over 2 billion monthly users, YouTube ads makes it easy.
It just
to
comes out of
expand
nowhere!
reach.
Spoon and duct tape experiment.
Okay, wait, so that's all we're getting on the thing? I mean, on the ad board. She's rich. She can buy... You know, it just costs money to buy those? If I had money, I could buy one right now, right? I'm obviously just don't got money, man. Right?
On the 9th of April 2010, an anonymous 4chan user posted a fun science experiment for others to try. The instructions were as follows. Go to your kitchen and find a nice metal spoon. Teaspoons work too, but normal ones are better. Get yourself a lighter.
Oh, I just thought you had to get lucky? No, it's just you have to buy it.
And wrap it around the handle, about 4 to 6 layers. Start heating up the spoon with the lighter. Make it really, really hot. Holding it just above the flame for about 2 minutes should work. Go to a faucet and turn on cold water at full force. Hold the spoon directly under the faucet. Post results. At first glance, this experiment looked like it had something to do with steam. Maybe pressing the hot spoon under the faucet would instantly...
I'm so confused. You put tape on a spoon, right? Okay, look, I have a fork here. Don't ask me why, but I have a fork, right? So you take tape, you wrap the fork, you put a lighter, you take the lighter, you heat it up like you're doing crack, right? And then what? You put it into cold water? Well, what's that? I'm confused. Like, obviously it's bad to do this, so no one do this, right? Because it's on this list of most disturbing 4chan threads. But, like, I just don't understand what could be so bad about it.
Instantly vaporize the water, filling the room with a sudden burst of steam.
Why
or
the tape,
fog,
though?
Something along those lines. When, in reality, the results were much worse. Whoever thought of this wicked experiment did so with the intention of hurting people, and unfortunately their plan worked better than they could have expected. Within the first hour of the thread going live, nearly a dozen people had injured themselves attempting to follow the instructions.
Oh my god.
I thought, hey, what could go wrong, and I tried it. At first, it steamed in my face like crazy, and then the spoon started ticking and split into 3 parts, one shooting through a plate, one through a cut, and the last barely missed me.
Oh my god.
I don't believe this, so I thought I would try this, expecting something cool would happen, like a lot of smoke. But instead, I got a shrapnel spoon. It nearly exploded in my hand and shards went off in all directions, causing me to take cover. This nearly cost me my life. I'm not coming here again. OP, why? I covered my face expecting steam. My hands are bleeding so much it hurts. No one do this. Extreme cooling causes metals to burst.
Oh my god. So you make like a shrapnel bomb. Oh my god. I had no idea. Yo, Simba, you better not be trying this right now, man. You better not be trying this. I swear to God. Yo, this is actually bad. Like, I was just confused what the tape was for, you know? But, like, oh my god.
Now, 4chan is no stranger to causing
I'm more of a
widespread
safe
harm
guy.
with these
Good.
cool experiments, like
Oh, this was fucked up. This crystal was fucked up. This whole science experiment of the crystal was crazy.
the one I covered in my previous 4chan video. However, this one stood out for just how dangerously destructive it was. It used extremely common household items like duct tape and a spoon. And because it didn't involve any chemicals, people were far less cautious about just how dangerous it could be. According to one explanation, heating the spoon causes the inner layers of the tape to become extremely hot, almost to the point of melting, while the outer layers remain cool enough to still touch. Then, as the hot spoon comes under cold water, it quickly cools down. But since the inner tape around the handle is still scorching hot, it causes extreme temperature and pressure differences within the spoon, causing it to explode, sending shrapnel everywhere.
Oh, this is a science experiment?
And while the damage on 4chan was already immense, that was only the beginning.
We might have to do this for science. I'm not even gonna hold you. We might have to do this for science. One day, we might just have to do this for science. But that I can't hold the spoon when I cool it. I have to like toss it in a water bucket and see what happens and like take cover ASAP. Maybe when I'm 70. I mean, if you're 70 and this happens, the damage is gonna be much worse, right? But I might have to do this for science one day. But then like have like a bowl, and then as I have the bowl, I have like a cover of like, I don't even, like maybe glass. No, glass would be bad, but maybe some like bulletproof glass, right? And then I chuck the spoon into like the water bucket, and then I have a GoPro above the water bucket to get the results. I'm gonna do all the things I never wanted when I'm 70. All the dangerous shit. I mean, that's kind of scary, man. Right? That is kind of scary, but I understand what you mean. Like when you're 70, like you're close to death, right? So yeah, I'm almost dead anyway. It does make sense, right? But like, I mean, you just got to be careful, because obviously your body's just gonna be like much worse, like in a much worse state if you get injured. Like you're not gonna get healed correctly when you're 70, right? Like if I go now and I break my bone, right, my bone will like heal in like maybe, let's just say, a month or two. When you're 70 and you break a bone, that shit's gonna take like damn near 6-7 months to heal, right? Because your body just doesn't process like that.
From there, this experiment spread like wildfire to other popular forum sites like Newgrounds, claiming even more victims in the process.
Wow.
The only silver lining here is that the spoon and duct tape experiment copy pasta has since faded into obscurity. So, at the very least, it hopefully won't be causing any more injuries. Epileptic attack.
Last one.
Back in 2008, some 4chan users got together and came up with one of the most cruel pranks in the site's history. Now, unfortunately, most of that thread has been lost to time. The only surviving proof I could find was this screenshot detailing what to do, stating, Epileptic forum raid. 1. Make account. 2. Spam flashing gifs, party hard, etc.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this stuff. Flashing lights actually fucks me up so much. Like yesterday I was watching a movie, like late night after the gym. I was just laying in bed trying to fall asleep, and I was watching a movie. And in the beginning of the movie, I had so much like flashing lights. I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. And I just like skipped through like half the movie.
3. Troll the user base. 4. Question marks. 5. Profit. Their target was the Epilepsy Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting individuals with epilepsy and helping them find the care they need. After agreeing on a plan,
I don't care about flashing lights, but look, some people actually get like seizures off of flashing lights. Like if you have epilepsy, right? If there's a lot of flashing lights, like it actually fucks people up.
Users headed over to the foundation's website and exploited a security vulnerability to gain unrestricted access to the support forum. From there, they used a script.
They can't play games. I mean, they could play games, just not games with like multiple flashing lights.
Messages embedded with flashing animated GIFs.
I actually don't know. Yo, if anyone has epilepsy and is watching like this thread or like this YouTube video in particular, like please let me know like what you can and cannot do. Right? Like I'm very curious. Same with blind people. If a blind person is listening to this, tell me what you see.
With hopes of catching visitors off guard and triggering seizures. Tragically, this was just as effective as they expected. Within seconds of the attack, dozens of users began experiencing intense...
They always give a warning when I start my PS5. I mean, that is true. That is true. But I don't think it's that. Like, I think in my like version of it, it has to be like very like fast paced, very bright like flashes, right? If I'm playing like, I don't know, if I'm playing like some, like what's a weird, like let's say you play Super Mario, right? Like I don't think there's that much flashing lights. Because then people with epilepsy, if they see like a paramedic and they see the lights flashing, they'll have a seizure. Like, no. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
It's migraines, with some even suffering full-blown seizures. One of the site's visitors, 33-year-old Rianne Foltz, described her painful experience in a later interview, stating, "It was a spike of pain in my head, and the lockup that only happens with really bad ones. I don't think I've had a seizure like that in about a year."
Damn.
She was just one of many victims
This
that were
is
swept
fucked.
up in what can
People
only
are
be
fucked up.
described as a truly evil act. All the while, the 4chan
Photosensitive epilepsy. If you have a history of epilepsy or seizures, consult a doctor before use. Certain patterns may trigger seizures with no prior history. Before using the product, carefully read the instructions manually. Is the warning. Oh, shit. On the PS5, huh? Certain patterns. So it's just a pattern, I guess, of like lights. I don't know. I still don't know. I mean, listen, I don't believe if you play Super Mario and you have epilepsy, like it's bad. Right? Like, I don't know. I need someone with actual epilepsy to tell me this. Like, this is interesting. This is interesting stuff. But I feel bad for this girl and all the other victims. Like, this is bad stuff, man. Like, people are just bored and weird, man. Like, people who do this should be in prison. You know what I mean?
attackers were celebrating their victory, laughing at the victim's pain, and calling the attack incredible and amazing. Fortunately, the Epilepsy Foundation's IT department managed to quickly take control of the situation before it escalated into a widespread crisis. And while I couldn't find any solid proof, a few sources suggest that the attack may have triggered an FBI investigation. Unfortunately, because of 4chan's anonymity, the people responsible for this horrible attack were never identified or held accountable.
Damn. That sucks, man. That actually sucks. Like,